everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday night, and every Tuesday night at this time I jump on with a sketch challenge. Hey Betty, welcome. Glad you're here. So I have a sketch challenge for you tonight, and it's a pretty simple one, but there's lots of things you could do with it, and it's perfect for using those little bits of designer series paper or any of the other cardstock that we all have in our stash. I am notorious for saving little bits of designer series paper in particular, but also cardstock. So this is kind of a great card. You could use a big piece of the designer series paper or cardstock, or you could use little pieces of it and a combination of the two. So I'm going to do a little bit of designer series paper, and I'm going to do tone-on-tone stamping using Versamark, which I haven't done for a while. Hello, Nancy, welcome. Hello, Susan. Hello, Deborah. My goodness, Deborah, welcome from Australia. I'm not sure what time it is. Must be getting close to lunchtime or after there, I'm thinking. I may be wrong, but I think you're in the middle of the day-ish compared to, hey Lee, welcome. Sometimes it's early mornings when I jump on. All right, let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. Okay, so here's my sketch. Pretty simple. But like I said, you could do all sorts of things with this. So your card base is 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11, up to you. Layer number 1, which is the blue, is 4 inches by 5.25. And then you need 2 pieces, which are these kind of yellow pieces that are 1.5 by 2.25. And then 2 pieces of 1.25 by 2, which are the blue pieces. Doesn't have to be the same as the blue layer number 1. Don't make it, just because I've got the same color doesn't make it think, oh, 12:30. Oh, that's pretty close. And then layer number 4, I've got 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches, but whatever works for your sentiment is really what that piece is. All right, let me show you what I'm going to do. And of course, I just realized I forgot the stamp set. I am using the Leaves of Holly. This has got to be one of my absolute favorites. This is the Boughs of Holly Suite. I just absolutely love these big holly leaves and the sentiments. So like I said, I'm going to do some tone-on-tone stamping. So let me bring in, oops, one of my stamps came out. There we go. All right, I'm using Real Red. So I've got a piece of Real Red that is 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it at 4.25. My scoring blade out. The other day I went to score something, not on one of my lives, but when I was cutting for a class, and I actually cut 2 pieces, which was not what I wanted to do. All right, I've scored at 4.25, and this is the side I score on, so always fold into the raised line or the mountain. And give it a good burnish with your bone folder. Okay, and then I've got a piece. Now you could use a different color here or the same color. I've got another piece of Real Red that's 4 inches by 5.25. And I've got shaded spruce. And these are some of little tiny pieces. This is one of the designer series paper that is part of the Boughs of Holly. This is the little tiny poinsettias. Hey, Catherine, welcome. Just so pretty, or these little polka dot ones, but I'm going to use these, the poinsettia. So that's going to be my pieces, and I'm going to put one of these one way. These are the same size, but I'm going to put one way and one the other, like that. But first of all, let's do some stamping on this piece of designer series paper. And I want the more detailed image. Get a block that's big enough for this. I guess it'll have to be this one. Now I need a sentiment, and let's figure out what sentiment will fit in. If your sentiments, that one will work. If your sentiments are bigger or smaller, just adjust the size that I've given you for the sentiment. Okay, So now I need my Versamark, and I need Real Red, which is here. All right. Now, you could do it two ways. I'm going to use Versamark because I like the subtlety of it. But when you're doing tone on tone, hey Janelle, welcome. You could also use Real Red. So you could use Real Red stamped on Real Red or Versamark. And Versamark just is a really nice way. If you don't have the color, ink color of your cardstock, Versamark works really well because it gives you that tone on tone. So I don't know if you can see, but there you go. You can stamp and you will get the image looking like you've stamped it in Real Red. Now, I think the Real Red gives you a deeper color. This is much more subtle, and I'm not doing a very good job of getting my Versamark all the way to the end. What I might do is actually turn this over and try this again and make sure that, there we go. That's getting my Versamark all the way to the end of my leaf. So this is a glue, so just be cautious of you'll start to get your grid paper kind of sticky. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp some of these holly leaves. I'll bring it up to the camera in just a minute so that you can actually see, because I'm not sure you. And I think I want just one more. It's kind of got a bare spot in that corner. All right, I'll just put that on. So I bring that up. You can see the holly leaves on the back of it. It just kind of gives a little bit of detail on the back. You're going to see a fair amount of this because when I put this on like this, and then these two pieces are going to go like that, and then the sentiment layer. So it's going to be, you're definitely going to see these. Now you could use, actually before, I'm not going to adhere that down. Let's put these together. I may wrap some ribbon around this. So I'm going to use liquid glue. You could use Stamp and Seal, whatever your favorite adhesive is. Let's get that on straight. There we go. That. Okay, there we go. All right, so this one's going to go kind of like that. And then this one, we're just going to put in behind it. I'm going to put these flat on here. I don't think I'm going to pop them up, but I may change my mind. Let's put this one on flat anyway, and then we can see if I'm going to change my mind. Oh, let's see. No, I think I'm going to put them both on flat. But if you wanted to, you could use dimensionals. Hey, Johanna, welcome. All right, so that's like that. Now, where I was debating, I used this. This is the gold, and what is it called? I think it's called, well, it's a satin edge ribbon, but it's very vanilla and gold. What I was thinking I might do is, I have basic white for the inside of the card, but I was thinking maybe I would add some of this ribbon. I just really love the gold, and what I was thinking I might do is actually color it with, if I can find my Real Red. No, that's Melon Mambo. Cherry Cobbler. I can't find my Real Red. Oh, there it is. Yeah, There's the dark real red. Let's just see what this looks like when I color this in real red. I may change my mind and not use this, or use it in, actually, I know what I'm going to do. So that's what it looks like in real red. Let's see what it looks like. Actually, we don't have shaded spruce. Do we? Oopsie. No, we do. There's the dark shaded spruce. Let's see what it looks like in shaded spruce. All right, you guys can help me decide. All right, I have a choice. Real red, shaded spruce, or just plain very vanilla. Any thoughts? I'm kind of leaning towards very vanilla and not coloring this. I'm thinking I just really like the look of the very vanilla. So I'm going to use that. What I probably need to do is I will go and grab some very vanilla cardstock. So I was going to use a very vanilla sentiment layer, but I think since I'm going to use this gold, yeah, Deborah agrees. Since I'm going to use the gold, I'm going to use very vanilla instead of basic white. So let me just cut a piece that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 for the inside of my card. And then I think I said 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches for my sentiment layer. That's what happens when I change my mind partway through. All right, let's take this and wrap it around. So I'm just going to cut a piece. Now, I always use Stamp and Seal when I'm going to adhere my ribbon around the back of my card base. I just find that it the ribbon sticks better to it. So we will just take and wrap that around like that. And then I use Stamp and Seal so that I can actually overlap my ribbon with some of the adhesive. Okay, and now let's put this on. So I was going to use, I'll stamp this in real red. Christmas wishes. Oh, that won't fit. So we're going to have to make this longer. I think I had it cut longer, so 3/4 of an inch, and then I'll trim it. So like I said, just make your sentiment piece fit whatever sentiment you want. So we'll stamp this, and then I'll trim it off. That. I could use my trimmer. I will use dimensionals on this one. Now, this is a little wide, so I'm going to stagger. I'm going to try and stagger this so that my sentiment layer doesn't wobble too much. So that'll go across like that. And then, where's my ribbon? I'm just going to cut another piece of this and do a faux bow. So just cut a piece that's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, and then kind of tie a single knot like that, and then you can trim it. And then the last thing that I grabbed are these. These are the seasonal sequins. Let's see, I've got so many of them. Now they come in 3 colors. They come in this kind of white color, gold, sweet sorbet, and garden green. And of course, oh, I have a couple of gold ones left, so we'll use, too bad I don't have 3, but I have a couple anyway. I have used so many of these. So let's use the gold. It just kind of feels like, oops, sticking. And I guess I'll use a white one here. There we go. Now, where's that extra piece of mess going? All right, so let's take and in red, let's stamp one of the holly leaves in on the inside of the card. Probably should have been done in green, but that's okay. I have my red out. And this can go on the inside. Remember to close that up. I could feel a clog. As I started to use it, it had started to kind of clog up a little bit. Make sure you put your lid on your liquid glue. All right, there we go. So there's my card. Pretty similar to my sketch. Didn't go too rogue tonight. There we go. There's the sketch. Like I said, very simple to do. And you could, like I said, if you wanted to, just use designer series paper as the background if you've got some you really like. I just had these little pieces of designer series paper hanging around, so it's a perfect way to use them up. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now, Thursday night, I will be back at 6:30, and it's my technique night, and I have another shaker card to show you how to make. So if you join me on World Card Making Day, I made a frameless shaker card, I guess it's called, but using a medium envelope, clear envelope. Hey, Tonya, welcome. I'm going to save that one because I did it for World Card Making Day. So some of you may have seen it, some of you may not have. But I'm going to show you another technique for a shaker card using a clear envelope. And then 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from Thursday, I will show you the frameless front shaker cards. So yeah, a couple of more ways to make shaker cards. And I love making them. So hopefully you'll be able to join me on Thursday night and we'll do that. All right. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye.